got me started because the micro world is very interesting. It's something that's all around us and we don't see it often. So through our macro lens, we are able to see all the interesting details, things that you only see in documentaries, and you realize that it's just around us. Past encounters, not personally for me, but I have some friends who were bitten by snakes before, venomous snakes. So what I would tell most people is that try to keep your distance. Keep your distance away from snakes or any subjects that may be dangerous, because you never know how venomous they may be or what's their behavior and when they will strike. The most important thing about a macro photographer is you have to be patient and you have to pay attention to detail. So macro is about exposing things that are all around us, that are very small. So you have to be observant. You have to be very observant of the little details around us. This should be a ladybird pupa. We go to different places all the time and we try to rotate around the places. So in Singapore, it's actually any nature park. Over here is Pasir Ris Mangrove Walk, or you can go to Bukit Timah Nature Reserve, and there's also Dairy Farm Nature Park. So my favorite time is actually at night after 10 PM, and that's where the insects are not as skittish. Some of them are asleep, and there are some insects that only come out at night. That's where you get to see some of the larger spiders. A lot of the photos are dependent on luck. So if you talk about the best photo work, yesterday a picture of a tortoise beetle that's in flight. So I shot it somewhere nearby when it happened that it was very skittish at the time and it tried to fly off. And how did I manage to get it? It happened that it flew off onto my diffuser. So I was able to let it go back to the original spot and try again. If you are using flash, it's very important to be able to diffuse your light so that your subjects will not look burnt and underexposed. Diffuser will be something like this, material that's translucent and white. You must make sure it's white. So the front is actually a flexible chopping board and the back part is actually a wrapping material. So what I did was to stick them together, make sure that the light doesn't pass through that easily but is able to diffuse the light evenly. The downside of macro photography is that we are always out in nature. So we are exposed to various elements like rain or mosquitoes or other insects that bite. And not to mention snakes or leeches. And most of the time you have to sweat a lot. The upsides would be the thrill in finding a new behavior, something that no one has ever seen before. Because in the world of nature, right, it's so vast that it's actually quite possible for an amateur photographer to chance upon something that's never been recorded in science.